Welcome back to Eden Zero, Anime Review, episode number 33. This is discussing the 33rd episode of the series, which is called Swords of Eden. This is adapted from chapters 90 to 92 of the Eden Zero manga. And the thing with this arc, at this point in time, we have about 8 more chapters left to go before this arc is officially concluded. Yes, it is interesting the fact that, unlike the previous season, had a lot of shorter arcs to start with, went through about 6 arcs in 24 episodes. This one so far, and we're only just about 8 episodes in, and we've only gone through we're just still in the first story arc for the season. So, in this episode, let's talk about a couple different things here. First, let's talk about the 4 stars. Now, Hermera defeated her opponent last episode, so don't need to talk about her. In the case of Witch, she fights the water one of the Element 4 and reveals that he used to be a former actor. Yep. And then proceeds to beat him off screen. Yep. In the case of Sister fighting, of course, fighting the Torturer. Yeah, first you see her debut a new weapon called the Paradise Whip, where she's whipping his butt. And he's enjoying it. And then at one point you see him using his ether gear, which is basically trees, which is the same thing he used on Rebecca in the previous world. And of course, she frees herself and proceeds to heal herself thanks to her ability, which it's revealed she does not have ether at all. They think she has ether, but she doesn't. And of course, she proceeds to make him explode and basically keep constantly healing to the point where he's basically exploding because he heals him way too much. Yep, as in the case between Hamura and Clean, where they're basically fighting. At one point, her outfit's basically shredding. At least she's not going to the point where she's almost completely naked, like she was prior to this. Yes, yeah, because basically Clean stole all of her clothes except for her underwear and her shoes. I think that's all she had, because she took her Komodo. And apparently she doesn't like wearing a bra. Yeah, I do not know the reason for it. So her outfit gets shredded, yes, and it turns out that the hair pieces on her head, which of course Hamura refers to them as cute hairpins, apparently they control her emotions. Where if she emits emotion, she's automatically reset to the emotionless state one. And she beats her after a little while. And that's it for the Element 4. Meanwhile, though, in the case of Shiki's group, they basically break into they go in the tower, and they got some guards, and of course they try to find where Reivew is. They find her pretty easily, and she's not being tortured for some reason. Yes, of course, Rebecca points out something's really weird here, very wrong, and then they free her, and then Sybil shows up. Yep. Now this is a different conversation we had before, where it turns out the reason why they have falling out was because he stole money from them. And of course, from their perspective, they remember he basically, when he opened the briefcase, it wasn't money, it was Pino. And it turns out it actually was money from their perspective. And it was stolen from someone named DJ Zombie, which revealed he was a money lender. And it turns out this DJ Zombie is actually Draken Joe, the main villain of this arc. Yep, the money launderer they feared is the bad guy they're facing. And according to Weiss, he's never met him before. Never. So, and of course, my family will take him down. And then all of a sudden, Lila reveals, oh, I'm not Lila Bell. And takes out for mass reveal, it's Amelia, the agent who works for the Galactic Federation, who was last appeared back in the Digitalist arc. Yes, the thing with her is, it seems as though that, I'm not sure if Hiro Mashima, the guy who, the guy who created this series, did he took this idea from Grayson? You know, with the whole, seeing swirls people's faces? Yes, he must take his idea from Grayson. Because if you're curious, though, yeah, the anime, the first season made his debut just a couple years ago. But let's see, if I remember correctly, I think the Grayson debuted in 2013, I believe it did. Yes. Eden Zero made its debut in 2018. I'm guessing he took inspiration from that because here's the thing with the whole swirly face thing. Aside from this series, there's no other series that is a Japanese manga or the Japanese anime that has featured this. The only time I've ever seen this featured is over in DC Comics with the agency Spiral, where like all the agents got this special contacts in their eye where when people see them, the face is swirled, unless of course they don't have the implants. Though here's the thing, apparently the leader of the organization, no one knows what the heck he looked like because he always used it on his own people for some reason. And at one point, Huntress revealed she killed him, and then he showed up in a later story on Nightwing and goes, oh yeah, I didn't die, that was a copy. Yeah, it's like basically they don't know what to do with him. Yes. So everybody had it who were agents of Spiral, well, when they were in the field. Though, of course, for some reason, the writer of the Grayson Annual wrote Batgirl with complete stupid the fact she couldn't recognize Dick Grayson's rear end. It's like, oh, that can't be. No, because she thinks he's dead. And then she told him he was actually alive. Yeah, my personal guess is Harry Marshall must have heard about this. Either that, he must have seen a Japanese translation of Grayson for this. Because this is the same exact technology. The swirly face thing. Yeah, he must take it from Grayson. Because how they died came this on his own. He must take it from Grace, which, personally, I don't think that's much of an issue. Yeah, taking it from American comic book like Grayson, a comic that, from what I remember when it was released, it was okayly received. It's just that a lot of people didn't like the fact that DC was trying to kill off Dick Grayson again. This was the third attempt. And, of course, readers hate the fact some people at DC really want to kill off Dick Grayson for the stupidest reasons I've heard. Yeah. So, then we revealed that apparently Draken Joe, who's the whole thing would be undead, apparently he's been alive for 200 years, which, according to Sybil, it's not possible with their technology for them. It's basically some other technology he's using to keep himself alive. What technology is this? It's not exactly specifically revealed. Is it something from Star Wars? I don't think so. They do have a generation chamber on them, but those take hours. This looks like not very long per se. Oh, he basically is probably heard in his head that the Emma Ford defeated. And here's the thing. There actually is a little bit of censoring this episode. You're thinking, really? There's a censor spot? Yes, because in the manga, when Drakenjo came out of his life support pod, we actually saw his rear end. In the anime, they covered it up. I'm thinking, like, was this necessary? Not really. It's not Bleach. You can't quickly cover it up basically someone's rear end unless there's a reason for it. I mean, this is not, let's say, a minor person. This is just an old man. And here's the thing. Japanese anime basically done this before show males rear end all the frickin' time. This is nothing unusual. Heck, women have shown their rear ends in anime. But yeah, apparently for this episode, Draken Joe's not a lot of shows rear end for some reason. I get not showing his groin. Fine. But, now why make an issue of this? Because it didn't feel like it was necessary. My guess is they probably did it because it's more wider to all. It's wider audience than the manga. That's my personal guess, anyways. And can't believe the manga only started about 5 years ago. Yeah, seriously. And the mangas are published over 230 chapters so far. Yep, this is a weekly manga. Now the Secret of the Fairy Tale, that's bi-weekly, comes out once every 2 weeks. I assume to catch up with that one. Easier to be a while to catch up with this one. Yep. So yeah, that's it particular view. Next up is going to be, actually, this is going to be a video thing because it's running late anyways. Excuse me. So see you tomorrow for another video for the Ace and Academy. And I believe the other one's going to be probably Dr. Stone at Comic Corner. Okay, next video. Bye.